Hey boys and girls, I want to talk to us today about opinion writing. Now, opinion writing, remember, is whenever we're getting your reader to think like you. Sometimes it's called persuasive writing, so that's why I highlighted the word persuade. We want to persuade the reader with reasons and examples. And a way that I like to remember how to set my paper up is I remember the word OREO, and I remember what an OREO looks like. So remember, we want to start with our opinion, give reasons and examples, and then state your opinion again. And then at the end, I made sure I wrote, said, make your writing double stuffed, because a double stuffed OREO has lots of cream in there. So the middle of our paper, when we write our reasons and examples, the more reasons and examples that you give, the more likely that person is going to start to think like you. So you will persuade them to think like you. So what I want us to do today is I want us to focus on some sentence starters, because sometimes when we're writing, it's hard to come up with ways of how we need to start our sentences. So I went ahead and broke my paper down into the three parts. So my cookie on top and my cream, and then my cookie on the bottom. So whenever you start your sentences at the top, you want to start with your opinion, what you think. And so you might want to say something like, I think, I believe, I feel, in my opinion, I prefer, or my favorite. I prefer, that's really fancy. So if you want to really impress your readers, you might want to say, I prefer. Then, as we move down our paper, when we get to those reasons and examples, there's also some transition words that we can use when we start our sentences too. So we already know transition words like first and second and next, and then down here we know last and finally. And don't forget, some of these we need to put commas there. But there are some other things that I think that we could use whenever we are introducing our reasons and examples. So we could say another reason, like another reason I think this, or for example, and then you explain. And then up here, I wrote this one, was the best thing about whatever your topic is. Then as we move down to the last part, that very last opinion that we're going to state right here, what you think again, you can use any from the top cookie. So I kind of just drew a little arrow. You can use any of those. But there's some other interesting ones that you could use too to kind of switch your writing up so it's not boring. You could say everyone should, as you can see, or this is why. So I want us to keep these in mind today as we're writing, because today we are going to write about a really awesome topic. We're going to write about your favorite candy. How cool is that? So over here, I have taken 6 different pieces of candy. Now there might be other pieces of candy that you like, but these are the ones that I had at my house since it's Easter, and I went ahead and I put these up here, and I'm just going to pick my favorite one. So I think my favorite one, well actually I know my favorite one, is this one right here. Snickers, okay? So I'm going to think my title, if you remember my topic was, I said your favorite candy. So I'm going to write my, remember we're going to start with capitals because this is the name of a piece of writing. My favorite, what? Candy. My favorite candy. So we're going to write candy. Now remember, we want to persuade other people to think that your favorite candy should be their favorite candy too. So even if you picked Reese's or Three Musketeers or Milky Way or Twix or Kit Kat, whatever you pick, you want the person reading your paper to think like you, to have your opinion. So right here, remember this is my top cookie. And I told you, remember we've got some sentence starters that can help us start to write about our opinion. So I am going to pick, I think, something different than I think and I believe. I just want to say, in my opinion, I like that one. And I'm just going to copy it. Start with a capital letter. Remember your writing rules. In my opinion. All right, now what is my opinion? Do you remember what I picked? Snickers, okay? In my opinion, a Snickers candy bar is the best. Now, you did not have to start with, in my opinion. You could have said, my favorite candy is a Snicker bar. Or you could have said, I think a Snickers is the best candy ever made. You could have used any of those, but this is the one that I picked. Okay? All right, so now we need to move on down to our cream filling. Remember, that's our reasons and examples, the R and the E. So if you forget, remember you could also put this, your O, your R, your E, and your O. So if you forget what goes in each of those sections on your paper, you could put those there so you don't forget. All right, so my reasons that I like Snicker bars. So I need to think. I think I want to start with the word first. Okay, first, it's a good transition word. First, and remember, since I'm writing sentences, I want to make sure I start with capital letters and I put those commas there if I need it for my transition word, okay? First, a Snickers, I'm going to say, is made of chocolate. Oh, I love chocolate. Is made of chocolate. Now, remember when you're writing words and if you don't know how to spell them, remember you need to stretch them out so you can hear all the sounds. So if chocolate is hard for you to spell, you just need to listen to all the sounds. So break it into pieces. So there's a blend. Now I know that there's an O right here. Chocolate. You might spell it with an E, and that's okay. Remember, it's okay whenever you're stretching your words out. But chocolate is actually spelled like this. Okay? First, a Snickers is made of chocolate. Okay, so that's one reason. Now, I could give some other reasons too. I think I want to say there's some other things that a Snicker bar has in it. There's like peanuts, and it's real creamy. It's got caramel in it. Okay, so let's see. I want to use some other transition words, some other sentence starters. I think I want to say another reason. Another reason. And remember, if you think it, you can write it. So I just thought it. I'm going to say it out loud, and I'm going to say it as I write it because that helps me to remember not to forget. Okay? So another reason. This candy bar has caramel in it. Oh, I love caramel in it. And then you could just say, do you remember what I just said? I love caramel. I'm going to write that. And look, I'm going to do this. Love caramel. Okay. Now I could give other reasons. Let's say I'm going to say finally, like if this is the last one that I'm going to give, or I could say the best thing, like if I save the best thing for last, I could say the best thing about a Snickers bar. But I think I'm going to use the word finally. Finally, don't forget to put your comma because that's a transition word right there. Okay, finally, a Snickers is sweet. Okay. All right. So I'm finished with my reasons and examples, and I wanted you to notice that my reasons and my examples, that's the most that I have in any section. Because remember, the more reasons and examples that I have, the better my writing's going to be, and the more likely the person reading my paper is going to start to think like me. And they might want to go out and buy a Snicker bar too. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the last cookie. Remember, is O, and we want to write our opinion again, but we don't want to say it exactly like this. I don't want to say, in my opinion, a Snickers candy bar is the best, because then I've just repeated myself, okay? So let's finish it up by looking over here, okay? We've got everyone should. As you can see, this is why. Well, remember, we could pick any of these up here from the top, but I think I'm going to pick this is why. I'm going to say this is why. And I could even add in a little bit more. This is why I feel a Snickers is the best candy ever? And I'm probably going to put an exclamation point because I'm really excited. So, now I am finished with my persuasive piece or my opinion writing. So now it's your turn. I want you guys to go back and I want you to think about your favorite candy, okay? Maybe it is a Kit Kat. Maybe it's a Milky Way. I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion. So I want you to pick your favorite today, and I want you to go ahead and you can draw your Oreo. Remember to make it really big. Take up your whole paper, because if you do little bitty cookies and a little bit of cream, you're not going to have much room to write. So make sure that you make yours take up the whole paper. And then I want you to use these sentence starters to help you, okay? I know this is new for everybody, but if you will just think about how I taught you to start your sentences and think about all the reasons why you like that, you can do it, okay? Remember, if you can think it, and then you can say it, then you can say it, and you can write it. Okay, I know you can do it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.